I'm Brandy Jenkins, buyer's agent with the Heather Murphy Group in Savannah, Georgia. So today we're actually out in Townsend, Georgia, which is about an hour and a half from Savannah. I had clients reach out to me about buying on the water. So we drove out to Townsend to find them a property on the water that fit their needs that had a dock. So one thing that's important that most people ask me about when buying coastal is flood insurance. This property here is actually elevated up from the water. So you see we have the marsh and the water behind us. And so it's elevated up and it's in an X flood zone, which means they don't require flood insurance. So they actually don't have to have it. And I get a lot of questions asked, if I don't need it, do I really need it? I'm never going to tell someone no. We are coastal, the water's right there. So you always, in my opinion, need to have flood insurance. If it's not required, it's not nearly as expensive. It's typically under $800 a year for that property to have the flood insurance on it, because flood insurance is rising water. So it's not going to be just a leak in your house that's going to flood. This is going to be rising water. We are tidal here. So your tides come in and go out daily, and you have to just take that in mind when we have storm surges as well. So property homeowners insurance is another question on any kind of property on the water. Your homeowners insurance doesn't really relate too much to the water. Your homeowners insurance is going to go off of the value of the property and what you're putting in that property process. So like you have your dwelling and your contents, and you can add on to your homeowners insurance. This property here, their homeowners quote was a little under $3,000 annually. Out here we are in a different area. So this is actually Townsend. Their tax structure is going to be different. So a lot of folks are coming into our market based on taxes. These folks in general were originally looking in South Carolina. They're from Syracuse, New York, and South Carolina's taxes and Florida's taxes were much more elevated than our area. So they decided on Georgia. So we looked at a handful of properties, and this one was just hands down the best for them. So another popular question and another observation that buyers should make when they're purchasing in coastal Georgia is you have to understand, again, that we're with the tide. So this is low tide. And with low tide, you can see behind us here, we have oyster rakes and we have mud. So a lot of folks, when they're coming from areas that are just lakes, they don't really fully understand what that is. And so when it's low tide around the property that you're looking at, you really want to inspect what's under it. So if you know you have oyster rakes and barnacles, you don't want to just hop off your dock and go swimming in that. You want to be kind of prepared for maybe a cut on your foot when that happens. Another thing you can see here at this property is they have reinforced their property. So a lot of the ones that we looked at were not reinforced. They were just the ground. So with storm surges and tides, it's going to eventually erode and wash that away, and you're going to need to reinforce it either this way, or you can see over here they have rocks. And so there's different processes for reinforcing your property, but it's when you're buying a property on the water, you need to make sure that you're taking all of that into your consideration. You're also salt and marsh. You can smell it out here. It smells like home to me, and so it smells fine to me, but that salt water, that marsh water will do wear and tear on your docks. Like this one is wood. A lot of people are now moving into like a more sturdy surface to do their decking with, like a teak or something. And then you want to keep your pylons and everything really secure after surges with the water. You just want to kind of double check all of that and just make sure that everything is still where it's supposed to be.